Hello, DealMachine fam. This is a new angle I'm trying out. We'll see how it goes. But I hope you all are having a fantastic day and welcome. This is a new thing that I want to start, which is going to be called New Member Mondays. I'm going to just bring this in a little bit closer just so that y'all can hear me better. Make sure that all of this is put together correctly. Wait for some people to come on. As you come on, I'd love to hear where you're from, how long you've been in real estate. I'd also love to hear how long you've been with DealMachine. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Elise. I'm the Customer Success Manager here at DealMachine, here to help you with everything and anything that you need with DealMachine to make you successful with DealMachine. So, this is the time to ask questions, to get demos. Everyone wants, I hear so many people say like, I want to know how this works or this works or this works. This is the time to ask all those questions on how DealMachine works. I can show it to you here. Any questions that you have, I can answer, but I'd love to just get to know you guys as well, especially those of you who are just starting out. Would love to, hear what you have going on, how we can help you, and just get to know you, because I love to get to know our members. We're a family here at DealMachine, and we don't just say that just to say it. We are a family. If I could be playing We Are Family, I would be playing that right now. So, how's it going, everybody? Okay. We've got Matlock. You owe us. Did you get a deal? What's going on? Jaybird, Bronx, New York, still trying to get my first deal. Excellent. How many properties do we have in Jaybird? How are you marketing? Are you cold calling? Love to hear how you're using DealMachine. See if there's anything that I could help out with. Clinton, hello, friend. Good to see you. Good to see you so much. Hope you had a great weekend. Who else is watching? Sorry, my dogs are going crazy because I think my boyfriend's home with the groceries. So if you hear some whining and barking, that would be why. Yeah, he's definitely home. Business for an Irish, waiting for our t-shirts to sport, guys. Is this Randy? You guys still haven't gotten them? Let me check on them. Hello, Jaquana. I hope I said that right. Hello from Arlington, Texas. So great to have you. We have a lot of people from Texas that are working with DealMachine. So great to have you on here. Bob, hello from San Francisco. What is your experience with high-end houses? The median price in the Bay Area is $1.3 million for a not too nice house. Yes. So actually, Bob, I would suggest watching. I don't have any experience in the high-end houses, but we did just have a webinar with a gentleman named Cody and also Liz, and they are actually in either San Francisco or San Diego. It's all really expensive there, I feel like, but they actually market in like Milwaukee and Wisconsin areas and stuff like that. So because the price of the houses were so high, but we also have guys like TJ Ruizo, who is in Seattle, who also deals with high-end houses. You can definitely do it. It's just, it's going to be a lot more money to get those because they are so high in value. So like sending more mail marketing or doing more cold calling, it's just, you have to kind of really 10x everything in those markets. I was using DealMachine, but found out it's a little difficult to wholesale in New York. So I decided to cold call to New Jersey, PA, and CT. Okay. Awesome. Well, Jaybird, we'd still love to have you if you wanted to virtually drive for dollars. We also do have a list builder now that I can show you guys if that'll help you guys to know more. But yeah. Oh, good. I'm so glad I said it right. Let me get my account up here for you guys. How is everyone doing? Those who are just logging on, hello, welcome. This is our new member Mondays. And I'm here to answer all the questions. How can we do virtual driving for dollars in farm zip codes? We are trying to fill the rest of our leads for the year. Yeah, for sure. So I can show you how to virtual drive for dollars. Let me share my screen here really quick. Okay, so we have our list engine here. This is a big one that we just got. You can have a 7-day free trial. To do this, you just build list, enter zip code, city. You can also draw over a certain area that you would like to build a list from. So you can easily just go boop, 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 boop. And then you can look up by our quick lists, or you can go to your custom lists and do by units, pre-foreclosures, tax delinquency, vacancy. I mean, the list goes on and on, literally. And then it automatically gets updated. The really awesome thing is that when you turn on these smart lists, so you turn this on, what it does is every Monday we get new data that comes in. So say a house does not fit the criteria that you originally filtered it by in List Engine for this list, it will be automatically taken out of your list if it does not match the qualifications that you put in there. Now, to go into virtual driving for dollars, what you need to do is one, go to DealMachine.com/Chrome, and you're going to get a Chrome extension. Mine's up here. And you're going to go, one second, I have to share my whole screen for you guys to see this. So I'm moving you over here really quick. And I'm going to share my entire screen with you guys. Okay. So you go to DealMachine.com/Chrome. Then there's going to be this little Chrome button or DealMachine button in your extensions up here. It's going to say go to Google Maps. So say like for Bob and for Jaybird, if you guys wanted to try virtual driving for dollars, you can type in a certain area. Like say I want to look in 46544. That is my hometown. I can just go ahead and press in a zip code. Oh, my internet. Okay. Okay, so I'm in the zip code that I want. The nice thing is that it's outlined. And so then say I want to, what I do is I usually start in a corner somewhere and then work my way. So I'm going to zoom in, start down here, and you can pay someone to do this. I know a lot of people do. But I would zoom in, then I would say, okay, I'm going to drive this street. Well, first I want to see how many residential, because I'm pretty sure I'm out in the boonies over here. Yeah, there's some stuff right there, but it's not really residential. So I'm just going to move this up. All right, let's just say I want to go. Oh, this is not the best area. only because I know the area I'm going to. Okay, now I know where I'm at. So let's say I want to go down here. I want to drive this street over here. So I'm going to take that little yellow guy in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to plop him down. And this is going to take me to the street view. So the first thing everyone asks is, one, are the pictures out of date? Some of them are. This one you can see down here, it says image capture, and it says September 2011. Is this old? It's not as accurate. You're right. It's not. But if I do see a house that's distressed or looks older, okay, this one I'm going to say is an older home, only because it looks like it was built in the 70s. So maybe I just want to see what, like, when it was sold last. So I'm going to click on my Chrome extension, and I can see it's right here. And there's previews of other houses on that street. So I'm going to click on it. Owner occupied. Sale date was March 2006. So they've been in the house for quite a while. I would say, you know what? I want to kind of reach out to them and see. Maybe it's an older couple. But you can drive like this. Now, you're going to ask me what the success rate is for this. Ooh, is that an AC unit in the front of that? I'm going to add this. And we don't have, this is so new to us, we don't have like hardcore data to tell you how many it takes to get one deal. But I will tell you, people have gotten deals off of this. It's a numbers game. This whole thing, I'm sure you all have heard it 5 million, 1,000 times. It is a numbers game through and through. Just getting started. How do I find best practices for getting acquainted with the norm each neighborhood? What I consider a high prospect house in one neighborhood might be average in another neighborhood. Yeah, so I would say, I would definitely, so like I would look in this area only because I know these are nicer homes. I'd want to find the worst, you want to find the worst house on the street. So going and just driving, you could go on Zillow, see where a lot of houses are being bought up right now, and go in those areas and see why they're being bought up. What do they look like? What are buyers wanting? And then that way you can go ahead and say, okay, well, people are obviously renovating over here. I want to find the next worst house on the street that can be renovated and sold because it's a hot area right now. So that would be my other way. Derek, hello, friend. Yes, all, if you could please smash that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. I really want to bring a lot of value to you guys. I have a member coming on Wednesday. I'm trying to do one member a week that has had success with DealMachine so they can share their stories with you. And you can also ask them all the questions about all the things. So that way you guys can continue to learn what are best practices from not just me, but people out there using our software, and how they navigate it, because there are so many different ways that you can use DealMachine. Awesome. Is there a way to pull in a whole zip code, like one touch, and pull in like 1,000 leads at a time, or do we have to load them one by one? No, yeah, you can definitely do that. So you guys can do a whole zip code. If I wanted to do a list, I can put in an entire zip code and then filter it through by whatever I want. And it's going to tell me the estimated lead count down here that matches it. And then with one click of a button, you can upload all of them. It's crazy. I hope that answered your question. Now, let's see here. Back to this really quick. I would say, guys, this, I tell this to people all the time, so I'm sorry if you're hearing this on repeat, but set a daily goal for yourself. This is New Member Monday. I want to just like get you guys in the right mindset. Set a daily goal for yourself if you're using our street engine to drive and get X amount of properties in every day. I challenge you to put 10. And say you get home at night and you only have 5 in. Go virtual driving for dollars and get the other 5 in. Because yes, there could be a change of something or other. But, you know, getting a property in, you never know what the situation is going to bring. You just never know. So add it, call them, send them a postcard. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you never know. Oh, also another thing I want to tell you guys that's coming up this week that I'm really excited about is Brent Daniels is going to be on our webinar, the TTP, Talk to People. He has amazing energy. If you've been through his course, you know this. Uses DealMachine, going to tell us all the things. And you get to ask him questions and maybe even be brought on to talk to him, which is awesome. So you do not want to miss out on that. Where you can go to register is actually in your DealMachine account. You go to your dashboard and there is a register spot right here to go and register for the webinar. You're very, very welcome. What other questions do we have today? Like I said, I'm making this all about new members and what you guys can do, what you need to know, all the things you need to know. I'm actually going to pull this and pull up my app and show you the things I think you guys need to know when you're driving for dollars with DealMachine. So first thing when I pull up my app, so just so you guys know, you can actually make the default of where your app pulls up. Ooh, I'm so sorry. That is not going to work, is it? Okay, if I turn it this way. Oh, bear with me, guys. Okay, maybe I will have to share my screen. Okay, when you open up your app, if it still shows the dashboard and maybe you don't want the dashboard to be the main place, you can actually go to more settings and go down and you can right here, it says like, what do you want your default like page on the app when it starts to be? I personally like the map because when I get in there, try to make this a habit when you're, you know, just, it's going to be easier if you make it into habit. You go into your phone, go into your app, click the arrow right at the top right over here. It's going to lock into your location. Press start driving, which it's not on here because this is the web version, but start driving is down at the bottom on your app. You're going to start driving, and as you're going around, and I've already pulled these from List Engine, so all of these from testing out everything, like all of these are going to be on my list because I've tested out List Engine, everything, so everything's highlighted and added already. But just so you guys know, these little yellow lines, if you're on our professional or enterprise plan, you get live route tracking. And this means that my routes are at least 6 months old. So I need to probably go redrive them, which is really important. Juan, how do I stage my mailers so they are mailed in the order I want them to go? Yes. So great question. 2 different ways to do that. So if you don't have the campaigns feature, you're going to want, you can only do 1 template on repeat. So how you would set that up is you would go to more settings, go to default mailing options. All right, this thing's not letting me. My internet's been acting up. Okay, so no campaign. I select the default template that I want. So make 1 solid, good template. So say I want template 6. I'm going to say send repeating mail. I'm going to zoom in on this for you guys. Send repeating mail. I'm going to say for after 21 days. I do not want it to go forever because you do want to make sure you're tracking it. And then you can say how many times you want it to repeat. So I would say between 7 and 12 mailers. If you, just like Bob, I would say for in your area, if you are in a very highly competitive market, you're going to have to bump up your marketing expenses. Something I also want to make sure everyone realizes, when you're starting mail right now, if you're repeating every 21 days, make sure you have it in your budget that you know that you're going to, as you send out mail each week, it's just going to keep adding on in price. Now, that's not a horrible thing. It's just something to be aware of, because as it's automated, you keep going through. Now, this is how you would update if you did not have the campaigns feature. If you have the campaigns feature, which you can add on for $20 extra a month, you can actually make a customized drip campaign, which what that means, you would go into campaign and you would go create a campaign of some kind. And then you would start with step 1, and you can customize what template you want. Then you would go to step 2 and you would choose whichever one you want for that. Step 2, after how many days, if you wanted to repeat the step, you can. I think because you have the campaigns feature, you shouldn't really, in the beginning, repeat any. Keep it fresh, keep it different. So all of these are different templates. I do repeat the last one twice because my last template is like a, hey, I know I've been mailing you for a while type of card, and I'm okay with it repeating again, just in case they didn't see that one prior to that. But that's how you would work a campaign. And you can make a campaign for absentee, owner occupied, different markets, things like that. What is your purchase price formula? 70% of ARV, less repairs, or something else. In wholesaling, I don't need any of my own money if I assign the contract. Yes. I honestly don't have a purchase price formula. I work with someone else who actually helps me with, figuring all of that out. They're actually my buyer. And so I try to figure out, I JV with them a lot, or when I have gone on assignment, I have JV'd with them to get the contract, and then for the purchase price, and then the assignment. So I don't actually have a purchase price formula that I go off of. I know that, oh shoot, David Dodge said his purchase price formula, and it is slipping my mind right now, but it is alive with David Dodge, and he mentions his purchase price formula that you can look at, Bob. Evan, I would like to be able to click a list and then click send mailers to the list. Earlier, it looked like it was going to send to all of my leads instead of just the list I had selected. Any tips? Yes. So if I wanted to send, that is a great question. If I wanted to send to just a list, what you can do, and how I would suggest doing it, is going to leads, your leads list. When it says showing all leads, click on the list that I want. So you click down on that. You'll have all your lists right here. So I'll just click one of these. So update filters. And then I would click on this box up at the top here, and it shows that I have 480 leads in this list. So I would select all, and then you can just press the start mailers button, or you can go to more and mailing options, and you can switch on start mailers. And then you can choose whichever campaign or template you want to do. You can also set up repeat mail this way as well if you didn't want to just go to your default mailing list. But I do recommend, or default mailing options. I do recommend going to your default mailing options though, because it's just way simpler. It it's just, I don't know. It puts my mind at ease if I have a default already set. That way you can just click all, start mailers, boom, done. Bob, do you have examples of postcard mailer language? I do. Let me pull up one of mine. So this is my absentee Indianapolis. Let me zoom in on this for you guys. So my top part says, hey, Jane, do you own, and then I have it so it auto-fills what the address is. And then it says, hey, Jane, I'm a local investor in Indy. I drove past the house you own at, and then again, it autofills. I wanted to make you an offer on it. My offer will be 100% cash as is with no realtor fees. I can close in 7 to 10 days. Call, text, or email if you'd like an offer in the next 24 hours. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Please connect. I will tell you, I'm going to be changing my 100% cash as is. I did change it to, let me look at, is this, I'm pretty sure this is one of them. So I say I'm a Mishawaka native. I drove past the house you own it, blah, blah, and I want to make you an offer on it. My mission is to help people in the Michiana area by relieving any financial burdens when it comes to their home. And then I put, my offer will be cash. 100% cash as is. Call, text, or email if you'd like an offer in the next 24 hours. Have a wonderful rest of your day. So I put that whole, I love, because you should be wanting to help people in this business. And so like putting that in there, I think, at least for me, I thought it would put my mind at ease because people aren't going to know what goes into someone wants to buy my house cash. Well, one, that might sound kind of sketchy and kind of too good to be true. Am I right? And then two, like they don't know the process. That's a little overwhelming. That's very intimidating. It's very uncomfortable. So when you're writing your postcards, really try to personalize it as much as possible. Put in there, I'd love to just come out, look at the property. You can put in there like you wear a mask, anything to kind of, put their mind at ease. Make it very personable. Don't make it sound like every other investor out there in your area. Make it personal. I put in there that I am a native from the area. Like I am a Mishawaka native. I have lived in the area. I like adding I drove past the house you own because it lets them know that I'm in the neighborhood and that I'm a neighbor. I'm not just some corporation wanting to buy their home. That's really intimidating. And I feel like more people are afraid of being taken advantage of then. I mean, it's a very vulnerable situation they're in. Juan, mailers go to mailing address, not property address. Correct. It will always default to the owner's address, not the property's address, unless the owner listed it as their primary address on county. So just so everyone's aware, there may be a house that looks completely vacant and absentee, and it says it's owner occupied, and you're like, there is no way anyone is living in this home. The reason why it says owner occupied is because that owner has not, that person has not changed it with county that it is an absentee owner. They listed it as their address and they just did not change it. So just so you guys are aware, like it can be fully absentee and vacant, and they just didn't change that status with their county, or their county has not updated it yet. I noticed that in a lot of more rural areas, the county website does not get updated as quickly and as frequently as more of like the metropolitan areas in at least our state. So just something to be aware of. I would double check with your county records, things like that. Yeah. Bye. Sorry, someone was being a little not professional. Hello, I'll drive and adding homes to my list. I like using the tap to add mode. Is there a quick way to unselect a house if you add one incorrectly? There is not a quick way, but I can definitely put in a suggestion for that, because that is a good feature to have. I will say that the only way to do that later would, or just do it right there, is if you were pulled over to the side, just doing a like switch. So if I added a property, I can just go into more info and just trash it. So like at the top there, it says pending approval, and I can just send it to the trash. That's the only way currently to do that. But I love tap to add. Yeah, Nevin, that's unfortunately that is the only way to do it right now. Like I said, the way I just if you just go in, it says at the top like it's status on the mobile version, and you can just do a drop down and just say put in trash. Bob D, do mailers go to multiple owners' mailing addresses? Example, divorce living in 2 different areas. So it only defaults to 1, but you can add multiple to there. If you find another address, you can actually go in to that lead. And then right here, it says add mailing address, and you can just select that and add another address to it. And you can then select it to be sending to the 2 different areas. Great question. Also, if you guys don't know, but the Get Free Leads, this is your own personal promo code that you can send out to people. You get $5 worth of credit, and they get $5 worth of credit, which is quite a few skip traces and quite a few pieces of mail. So I would highly just recommend that if you guys want to. That is what the Get Free Leads is. Any other questions that I can help you guys with today for this new Member Monday? Going back to just adding properties, get in your car, start driving. Just like Nevin said, I would definitely change it to tap to add mode. One, it's also really, it's just safer if you do that. So right up here in the top left on your map section, it says pin mode. You can change that to tap to add mode. The difference between the two is when you use pin mode, you have to tap the property and then press add property to leads list. If you do tap to add mode, you tap the property and it's automatically added into your list. You don't have to do the double verification for that. Also, a couple of things for people who are just starting out driving for dollars. If you're using us for Street Engine, highly recommend, if you don't want people to look at you funny or people calling the cops on you because you are suspicious activity, get yourself a reflective yellow vest off of Amazon. Definitely would recommend that. You can also just wave at people. Very easy to do. And I know it sounds super simple, but people tend to respond better if you wave at them and give them a smile that you're a friendly person. You're not there to be creepy or anything. And you can just talk to them too. Be like, hey, I'm an investor in the area, and do you know who owns this property? And or if they live there, you can be like, have you guys ever thought about selling? Again, David Dodge, I'm going to reference because literally on our live, he asked somebody if they wanted to sell their home and gave them his business card. It was pretty awesome. And then the other thing I would recommend is get yourself a phone holder for your car. It makes it a lot safer. And a lot of, I know at least in Indiana, you are not allowed to hold your phone while you're driving, which I'm fine with because it is a distraction. So don't go fast. And I would just recommend getting one. You can get them on Amazon again, or any local store. You can get them at Meijer. I think I got mine at Target. Juan, this weekend I found a vacant property and skip traced the owner. I asked him if he was interested in selling his property. He said no and hung up on me. The owner only speaks Spanish. Well, I would say maybe send him a text message, just like, I think we were disconnected. That's something I would do. But if he really doesn't want to sell, then you can't force somebody to want to sell. So I would just, I would say thanks for your time or something. If you do, I would just shoot him a text if it's a cell phone and say, I think we got disconnected. I didn't mean to be disrespectful or anything if it came off that way, but I am an investor. If you do ever feel like you would like to Sell your home, please keep my number and my information. Alan, where do I set the time between mailers? So, Alan, for campaigns, you would go into campaigns and you would do step 1. And then at the bottom here, it says add step to campaign. And that's when you would set up the next one. And it'll ask you send a mailer after, and you can set up that time. If you're doing a repeat for one postcard, you can go to settings, default mailing options, choose the template, and then put on send repeating mails. And right here is where you're going to set up the time to between each mailer that you send. And you can turn this repeating forever off. You can also, if you're in your leads and you're wanting to switch up templates, so say you have one template for absentee, one template for owner occupied that you're using that's just going to go on repeat, you can actually just select those, go to more, mailing options, and then change this to your template, send repeat mail, and this is also where you can put in the number of days between each mailer before it goes out. And then you can also set up how many times you want to send that piece of mail. Let me know if you would like me to go through that again. No. Hold on. How do I make sure he only receives mailers in Spanish just for that specific person? So I would keep track of his name, and then what I would do is find him, select him, or go into that lead. And then you can go into this where it says outreach campaign, select options, and then go to, where is it? I think we do have a Spanish postcard. But I would click it and then just set up the sequencing you want for that. And then select that, and it will go for just that person. You can just go into that lead, scroll down, and then set it up for that one person to just receive that. How do you handle your return mail? Skip trace it. Skip trace it. Go on Facebook and try to find them. Do a reverse white pages lookup. I mean, I would just be your own private eye. Go find anything and everything. I've had people talk about reaching out to them on Facebook Messenger. I have just skip traced them and then shot them an email because I was just doing mail marketing. But yeah, look at it as gold. Don't throw those away, because if your mail is not getting to this owner, no one's mail is getting to this owner. So they're not even being marketed to. So you can be that person to go that extra step and reach out to them and find them. Hey, Johnny, how are you? Any other questions, you guys? I'm so sorry, I'm talking a lot. Trying to stay hydrated. It's nice and chilly here in Indianapolis. So I will be going driving this week. I'm going to try to record some of it. I think probably Friday I'll go out. But again, do not forget, Brent Daniels is going to be with us on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go ahead and register in your dashboard right here. It says upcoming webinar. You do not want to miss this. Okay, you get to ask this man whatever question you want. Plus David's there. I'm there, Hannah's there. It's just a whole good family reunion. Whole good family. It's a great family reunion. And you guys aren't going to want to miss that. Is there a way to skip trace someone just by knowing their name and age? Yeah, so you can actually, if you don't have their address, I don't think there's a really great, it's not going to be very accurate if you don't have that information, I don't think. Great question, though. All right, guys. Well, it has been a pleasure. I hope that if you are new to DealMachine, I want to welcome you to DealMachine. Let us know if you have any questions. Right here in this help and support chat, we are here for you from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 days a week. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And no matter if we're interviewing people or anything like that, always here to answer your questions and help you be successful with DealMachine. So please don't hesitate to reach out. And as always, I thoroughly enjoy having you guys on here. And I can't wait to see y'all on Wednesday. Don't miss it. Okay. You guys are not going to want to miss this.